In the US alone, there are currently 500,000 people that are homeless, where 1/4 of those are children. Although the number is high, there are a vast majority of organizations that help and aid these people as best as they can.
Many problems surface throughout homeless shelters, and it varies from physical actions to mental illnesses such as paranoia. However, the problem within our local homeless shelter is that it's not only hidden, but it's also difficult to grasp onto the idea of why an abundant amount of homeless people are constantly seen wandering and/or staying in other locations.
For instance, the location of Western Park on Sorda is basically the epitome of another homeless shelter. How did this arise? And why is the capacity and space so limited when there's so many homeless people living in our town? And why is our shelter located near a liquor market?
The purpose of our CAP project is to see an expansion of our local homeless shelter and see if we're able to spread awareness of how we desperately need funds and donations of any items that are valuable to homeless people. Overall, we tried to add a policy so that the shelter could be expanded, which is something that the old city council denied a few years back.
We visited this shelter many times in order to speak to others who were more familiar with our goals and how to achieve them. One of the employees, Greg, was one of the interviewees that we were able to record.
Yeah. My name's Greg. I'm a PM supervisor / navigator for Valley Restart. And I got hooked on this place more or less because I came through here as a resident. And I seen all the good that this place does. And I got my job back. I was able to get a house through here. My daughter was able to maintain her grades through all this, and I had the opportunity to stay on and be of help and watch the miracles happen here all the time, and I jumped on it. I did have another job. I was on my way back into being retail management, but Linda gave me the opportunity to stay on and work here, and I jumped at it right away. Because I see miracles happen here weekly, if not every couple days. And to be a part of that, and to be a part of helping your community, and to be a part of helping individuals and families is just a blessing in itself. So I've been here 4 years and I don't plan on going anywhere.
What do you think is one of the hardest parts of this job?
For me, definitely turning people away. We're constantly full, and there's a waiting list to get in here, and having to say, I'm sorry, you need to come back on Monday and fill out an application. It breaks my heart. Absolutely breaks my heart.
And what is one of the most rewarding things about this job?
Watching the children. They come in scared, and they're kind of hugging on their mom's leg, and they're quiet. And after a couple of days, they just open up, they blossom, they flower into these kids who run around having a good time. Mr. Greg, Mr. Greg. And the children is definitely some of the most tangible rewards, knowing that you're doing the right thing and seeing the kids comfortable and seeing them in a good, safe environment. And then other than that, watching the families leave and helping them load up a U-Haul truck and take their stuff on to their next part of their journey. It's just a blessing, a total blessing. And then when they come back, there's so much good stuff. But when they come back, they'll come in and check in with us and say, hey, just stop by and say hi. I got promotion at work, or we just put in new cabinets at our place. I'm so excited. And they come back and they share with us all the little things that are going on in their lives. And it just it brings a tear to your eye, Because you remember when they came in dirty, they came in scared, they came in timid. And to see them come back successfully, just to say hi. A lot of them want to volunteer, a lot of them want to do stuff, but just for them to stay in contact and for them to remember us. We have people that came through here 2 years ago and are still coming in just to say hi. So knowing that we were able to help them through that rough spot, that transition, is a blessing.
During the tour, we were given information on how they also offer a small room that is full of resources to help the homeless residents. There's access to certain websites on this lone computer, as well as flyers that are offering job appointments.
Not only do they provide job resources, but also offer tutoring for those of age, such as elementary students, Volunteers often come here on a daily basis. A teacher from Tuckwitz High School offers her time to help aid these children with any educational values she can offer.
Here we have materials that have been accumulated from food drives at schools and through the community.
Homeless shelters not only provide a roof over people's heads, but also creates a stronger relationship with their family. As a limited time they get to spend here at the shelter, they still get the opportunity to live a lifestyle that rekindles how having a stable life could be. This is the reason as why it's so important for us to spread awareness and help voice out an expansion in our local homeless shelter, so more families will get the opportunity to get back on their feet and decrease the homelessness population.
The statistics prove to be beneficial for our community. During 2015 and 2016, Valley Resource Center has sheltered and cared for many people where 80% of the participants were from the Valley. 72% of the participants were families and 53% were homeless for the first time. Once their stay was over, 90% of them left to better housing. Aside from these nice numbers, Valley Restore offers daily showers and meals to anyone in need, regardless of their ability to stay or not. The expansion that is desperately needed would cost a few $1 million. However, with the help of all 47,413 residents, it would only take everyone to donate $22 in order to improve our community.
This extra space that's not really in value of any way to homeless residents is what could be worked on for the expansion. The Valley Restore Center owns this proximity that goes on a couple more miles outside of this area that has been unused ever since. However, their supervisor has a vision to create a better and well-organized center for the community.
This experience has taught us to be grateful for what we have and has made us want to help out in our community more. We learned about the history of the shelter and we realized that through collaboration, expanding this facility and continuing to improve their resources is something completely possible. With your support as a community, we could continue to be part of the solution to help our local residents. The main advice for incoming students is to choose a topic that they are truly passionate about. There are so many problems with our community that it is easy to choose what they want to contribute to.